what kind of lifestyle you're getting used to, and your own dopamine level is those things that will ultimately decide your life path and how much you will achieve and succeed in this life compared to others. Because if you're getting used to so luxurious lifestyle, getting everything that you want and getting constant dopamine hits, that it keeps that level that you need to be satisfied constantly, to be high all the time. All those opposites, all that work that you should be doing is feeling so much more worse. And then the likelihood that you are doing those unnecessary necessary but not so pleasant things, the chances of you doing those are lowering and lowering. And ultimately, that dopamine level that you are constantly have to keep is tied to your productivity level constantly. If you're getting used to getting so much easier, too easy, the work that you achieve constantly in your day-to-day life is also hindered. And it is also the opposite way, that if you're getting used to so less in your life, get by with only few things in your life, then the work that you have to be doing is not so unpleasant, because the contrast between your biggest highs, those good moments, and your lowest moments are not so high. There is not so much difference. So if you're getting used to live with so few things in your life, the work that we all should be doing and doing in our own lives will not feel so uncomfortable, and then those things will come more naturally and with higher amounts, and that is then serving your growth and development, your learning, your growing and moving forward to the better direction. Because we have to understand that we as humans, we get used to certain things so easily. If we get all those things so easily, we get used to it and will not appreciate anymore such things. So we constantly need more and more to be happy and satisfied. And more we need, the less we are willing to sacrifice and to experience those opposite feelings. More you need to be happy, less you are willing to go through any kind of heartaches negative feelings, emotions, all those pain and work, so on and on. So it is really crucial for us to know these things, be aware about these things, and especially at the beginnings of our lives, our younger age, we're not supposed to get all those things so easily. It is not serving our growth and everything that we're supposed to be doing. It is completely opposite. If you look at those most successful and achieved persons in this life, most of them had very hard times in their early years. They work a lot and not get so much satisfaction and those nice things so easily in their life. They had to work for to get those things. And always the work that you should be doing should always come before the reward side of that. And so it should be in your life too. So I think that the right way to go this life through is to go these hard times in your younger years, and later then you can enjoy these things that you have gone through and all the reward side of it, to enjoy of this life so much. But the work have to be always before that. There have to be that foundation that you have built, where those achievements and pleasure and your reputation and everything is built upon. But ultimately, this life comes so much about that productivity level that you have. You can imagine that person that is getting used to live with so few things in their life, versus the guy that have everything so easily and have everything in his life or her life. That person that don't have so much is willing to work constantly, and also his or her motivation and hunger is so much more than that other person who have all these things already without having to sacrifice or work for to get these things. So when time goes by, the difference will grow higher and higher, because that other person is willing to constantly work more and more to build and build. And it is not about the willingness, but because of those negative feelings, the work that you should be doing is feeling so much worse if you're staying on that high dopamine level life compared to the lower ones. So you should not never give yourself too much satisfaction and pleasures in your life, or at least be aware of these things, that always when you're giving yourself too much too easily, you are depriving yourself from doing that work and foundation work in your life that is needed to uphold your future, your something lasting fulfillment and happiness in your life. Because only truly success, lasting happiness can be built upon by growing and going these hard times through in your life, growing and learning about yourself and finding yourself. The founding being happy with yourself without any external sources to keep you happy. All these external things should be only addition to you, top of what you have built in you. Something that will come naturally as an outcome of your work in you. And that dopamine chasing is so destructive in a sense, because it is not like any drug or any kind of thing that will give you addiction, that you need more and more of it constantly. And the circle is created then, endless circle, that destructive circle that you can't get so easily away, and it will cause more harm and harm. More you will keep in it, be in it, and less you are willing to sacrifice, to work for. It is not only about those positive emotions that will get rarer and rarer, but also the negatives will increase. Even little things in your life will feel so much worse unless you are willing to sacrifice and go through. So that is the most destructive place where you can find yourself. So if you truly want to achieve something meaningful and want to discover yourself completely and get everything out from this lifetime that you have to be willing to go through certain kind of periods in your life where you have not so much and not let yourself to get used to have everything so easily, that that you are willing to sacrifice and live with few things in your life so you can later appreciate the more that you will have. And remember that work comes always before enjoyment, those pleasures in your life. That is just how this life is and works. I want to thank you again being with me today as always. If you're interested about personal coaching, I am offering that, and the link will be in the description. I hope you all the best and hopefully see you next time. Take care.